Welcome to another episode of the Generational Yacht Podcast with your hosts, Harmony and Sage. Before we start, just know this show is opinion based using publicly available information. If we mention allegations, they are alleged. We're talking culture, nostalgia, and sharing our hot takes. Let's yap, y'all.
Harmony.
Hey, Sage, how you doing?
Great, but I have some breaking news.
Let me know.
Hot off the press. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce say their wedding is on hold. Are we surprised?
Honestly, no.
No. Okay, well, you asked why. The reason they're giving, now, we'll see what you think. Travis may be retiring. That makes no sense to me, but
Yeah, you can't get married and retire. People do it all the time.
it would be easier to get married if you're retired.
Yeah. Is he
'Cause,
retiring like this year, next year?
they were talking about this season coming up, so I guess that'd be the fall season.
Okay.
I'm not a big football fan, so forgive me, but
Same. I'm not Sporty Spice, I don't know.
yeah. But, yeah, that is hot off the press, and I wanted to tell you first thing, get that off my chest.
Yeah, that's a weird reason to me.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
They could have done better.
Absolutely. Say something else.
Or you know what? Just flat out say, "I don't know if marriage is right for me," or maybe this timing's not right. Much respect if she had actually said that instead of
Absolutely.
just saying something about retirement.
Yeah, that's weird.
I thought it was weird too. We shall see how that progresses.
Absolutely, keep me updated.
I will. So, TikTok.
Yes.
There is this creator I adore. I've been watching her for months now. Her name is Stephanie,
Okay.
but she has the handle your, Your, fave, F-A-V, investigator. So, your fave investigator. She's a
Okay.
private investigator in California. I know this gets juicy, okay?
I like that.
She's a really cool person. You would want to hang out with her. So you are actually in her car with her as she's doing surveillance, typically seeing if somebody's cheating or not. And she always has food. And you always see her food, by the way. She's a foodie.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So it's just the coolest thing. But she gives you the rundown play by play. And she sometimes dresses up like delivering pizza. She would go into a restaurant, a bar, a club, a gym. She does everything, and she has a great sense of humor. You would really enjoy following her.
I love that. Funny enough, back in my day, I actually wanted to be a private investigator myself because I'm nosy and I need to know the tea. Maybe that's why I ended up in HR because I still get to know the tea.
I wanted to be a private investigator too.
Yes. I was
Yeah.
obsessed with that show Cheaters. Like, I'll watch it with my family. It's crazy.
Yes. My husband loved it, and we watched it, like, nearly every time it was on.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if this podcast doesn't work out, plan B.
Period. We got to figure it out.
So, more news. Cher. You know Cher, the wonderful star she is. She's like 80 and still going strong. Yeah. Okay. So she has been successful in a lawsuit against her ex husband's widow. So her ex husband died. Now is dealing with the widow. So she had to sue the widow to get half of the song royalties that she had with her husband.
Serious?
Yeah. Citing the divorce decree mandated it. So the widow was saying, well, the divorce decree doesn't matter now because he's dead.
Hmm.
But the judge said, no, it does matter. So now Cher is suing her for approximately $1 million for legal fees.
Ooh, I bet she don't want to pay that. I would
I
have been
bet
like,
not.
girl, have the royalties. Take them. They're yours, rightfully so.
That's exactly right. And rightfully so. How can she even think the Cher doesn't deserve half of that?
Exactly, that was their song. I'm assuming I don't know if Cher has been married more than once. I'm assuming we're
Mm.
talking about her and Sonny Bono?
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, that is rightfully half of Cher. Like, girl, you were not even around.
They were a duo.
Yeah, that was their thing.
So crazy what people do. Just
People
trying
are
to,
selfish.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. So there's more news.
Mhm.
Kiefer Sutherland. the
I haven't
actor.
heard that name in a while.
It has been a while. He was in Stand By Me, A Few Good Men, and The Lost Boys. So,
Okay.
yes, all older movies.
Mhm.
He's been arrested.
Do.
He allegedly assaulted a driver, one of those, it wasn't Uber or something like that, in Hollywood. So now, Kiefer Sutherland's argument is he kept telling the driver to pull over. The driver did not pull over. And so he assaulted the driver. That seems a little fishy. I swear, these
Yeah.
celebrities need to work on their lives.
They really do because reasonably, you should have. I'm sure you had your phone, call the cops or something,
Sure.
and I bet that would have had him pull over.
What if the driver did not speak English and there was just simply a communication error?
That could be it too, a language barrier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my default setting is not to go assault somebody.
Period. I'm going to what other steps can I take here before I put my hands on somebody who has not put their hands on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in jail. He posted bond, and we'll see how that goes.
Oof. Well, keep us updated on that.
I got even crazier news than that. Do you
Okay.
remember Melissa Gilbert?
My gosh, I feel like I should, but
You
I'm
should.
drawing a blank.
Little House on the Prairie.
I never watched that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
It was
That
not for
got
me.
me. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you the story, even though I'm
Okay.
a little bit in shock right now. Melissa Gilbert, she was
Mm,
half pint on Little House on the Prairie. Now, for those who there's nobody on this earth who just likes Little House on the Prairie. We're diehard fans, just so you know.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
She married Timothy. I think his last name is Busfield. That's the only way I know how to say that. She married him in 2013.
Okay.
So he was accused of CSA in 1994. He paid the alleged victims $150,000. He is being accused again of CSA. Okay, so he was MIA, missing in action. The marshal stepped in with the manhunt. They got him. Well, actually, he turned himself in on Tuesday. And
Okay.
then, as of this morning, somebody else has accused him of CSA.
Honestly, I feel like you can't trust half of these people in Hollywood. They get this power and they use it to abuse people, and it's disgusting.
Parents really have to watch their kids.
Absolutely. If I had a child, I'm sorry, you cannot be in Hollywood. You
No,
can't you can't do it.
no, there's no way. And we love Britney Spears. I know we do.
Yes.
Poor
Yes,
girl.
we do.
So she spent Christmas with her son Jaden. So Jaden was actually at her house and they are slowly reconciling, and, good for them.
That's good. I'm glad they're fixing that.
Well, yes, I am too. But meanwhile, Sean Preston spent his Christmas with Jamie Lynn and the other family members. Sean Preston refuses to have a relationship with her.
Old is Sean.
Let's look that up right now, shall we?
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I mean, regardless of what you can say about her,
Yeah.
she paid, gosh, how much in child support? I mean, it was a ridiculous amount of child support. Oh, he is 20 years old now.
Jeez. I really hope he changes his mind because as long as she's not actively being toxic towards him right
Yes.
now and she's trying to fix that relationship, he needs to give her a chance.
She has always wanted a relationship with her kids.
Yeah. I feel like Kevin Federline
Yeah.
turned them against her.
One more thing that man ruined.
Yeah. He's the worst.
Yeah. So it was just heartbreaking to hear her talk about it. And maybe next Christmas, she'll have both her boys with her.
I really hope the best for Britney because she has been through so much. The industry put her through so much. Her parents put her through so much. Her sister, Kevin.
Yeah.
She's just had a rough go at it. And I really hope that she finds the peace that she needs in this life.
Right now, I am worried about her financially. Of course, I'm not her accountant, but there is rumor that if she keeps spending as she's spending, she's not going to have any money. See, this is the problem. This is what happens when you don't prepare your kids for adulthood.
That part, because they don't know how to sustain themselves and you don't need to spend money like it's going out of style. You can save. Saving is good.
Maybe whenever they ended the conservatorship, they
Mhm.
should have had her be mentored by somebody with some financial sense instead of just saying, okay, you're on your own now. That makes no sense to say that to somebody.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so you've heard of Junior Achievement.
Yes.
Junior Achievement does a really great program with that where they teach kids financial literacy. And I feel like everybody should have to go through that. How do you manage a checkbook? How do you budget? That's important stuff.
I think they have junior achievement in these schools around here.
In Kentucky, they do.
Yeah, of course, I went to school in Kentucky and I
Mhm.
remember junior achievement.
Yeah.
Because I remember, oh, I was in elementary school and they came to us talking about entrepreneurship.
Yep.
Yeah, so incredible organization.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about my artist of the week because I have big news. Okay.
Okay.
It's just been crazy week. Salt and pepper.
Oh, what a man, what a man, what a man.
Yeah, everybody
Yes.
loves that. Of course, it started in 1987 with Push It, right? You
Yes.
remember? Yeah. And then it was Shoop and What a Man. And
Those are my favorite ones that I know.
I mean, I have them on my playlist.
Yes, they're good.
None of Your Business,
Oh, yes. Okay.
also on my playlist. Okay. So in 1986, Salt and
Mhm.
Pepper, which is Cheryl James and Sandra Denton, signed away their rights to their music. This
Now
is a
I didn't
very,
realize that.
oh, yes, very familiar story, isn't it?
Yeah.
May 2025, Salt and Pepper filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group to reclaim ownership of their master recordings on the basis that the U.S. Copyright Act allowed them to do so. The U.S. Copyright Act allows artists to reclaim their music 35 years after signing away their rights.
I had no clue. That's amazing.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
However, January 2026, a judge dismissed their case, claiming that Salt and Pepper never owned the recordings, therefore, they cannot reclaim what they've never claimed.
God, so they probably got stuck in one of those terrible 360 deals that you can't get out of where you are working like crazy and you don't own anything.
Yes. So, this has kept Salt and Pepper from profiting from their work and it has decreased the value of their portfolio. So, they took to their Instagram to update their fans. And they assure their fans that they will continue on with their battle. So I encourage everybody to go follow them on Instagram, show
Yes.
them some love. Of course, we'll keep them in the hugs corner, but
Yes.
I love them. I absolutely adore them as people and as artists, and they deserve to have the master recordings.
Absolutely. Pay them for their work. Those ladies worked hard and are literally one of the biggest girl groups of all time in an industry that was dominated by males at that time. They came through swinging and they are amazing,
I remember hearing them for the first time and thinking, women rapping?
right?
What?
Like it's so cool. They are awesome and they deserve their work.
They do. It's so sad, and I could tell they were just disheartened, but they will continue on and just broke my heart, really. But
That's
who
sad.
is your musical artist of the week?
So I actually picked the group Next, so NEXT, and I picked them because I was watching that movie. Well, we'll discuss it in a minute, but the little girl has a crush on her teacher, and it reminded me of back in my day when I had a crush on my 4th grade teacher, and me and my friend were on the bus singing the song Too Close by Next, and he just, like, turned around and looked at us, and he said, "You guys have no business singing this song." And I had no idea what he meant at the time, but when I got older, I realized that song is about getting a boner in the club. So
That's so funny.
I really had no business listening to it, but shout out to Next. I still play Too Close, even though I know what it
Okay.
means now.
Okay.
And they have a song, But a Love, and I really love that too.
Okay. Sounds
Yes.
great. I can't believe this movie actually inspired that song, but sure, we'll go with that.
Yes. It brought me back to my own childhood.
Okay. Well, you chose this movie. I had watched it as a kid with very little frontal lobe development, no emotional regulation, and no attention span. So watching it as an adult, wow, I needed a good cry. So thank you for
Yes.
this.
Yes,
So,
you're welcome.
so the movie, I'll let you introduce it.
Yes, so the movie that we're talking about is My Girl, starring Macaulay Culkin, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, and then Anna the girl. But we're talking about My Girl. So I actually haven't seen My Girl in years. I can't tell you the last time I watched it, but I feel like vividly I remember that being the first movie that traumatized me as a kid. And we'll get into the scene later, but as a 38-year-old woman, I still cry every time I see that movie.
There's so much, not just the scene, but
Mhm.
there's so much throughout the whole movie. I mean, even from the beginning, there's just a heaviness. And I kept thinking, that girl, Veda, she's carrying so much.
Mhm. She's a
And
hypochondriac.
why I would be too.
Yeah. And this is a question I wanted to ask you. So her father is obviously in the funeral home business and they live at the same place they work. Could you do that? Live in a funeral home?
That's the question I had for you too. So I will go ahead and answer this. Um, I could not simply because funeral homes have a smell,
Mhm.
and that smell would really bother me. Otherwise, I think I could. And may I add, it was a beautiful home.
The house was gorgeous.
Yeah, but could you live in a funeral home?
I think I could. I mean, obviously, as a child, you have no choice. But as soon as I was 18 and able to get out of there, I would have left because I would just think about all the deceased people there and it just wouldn't sit right with my spirit.
Sure, there's a lot of spirits in those homes.
Mhm.
I have to
Yeah.
tell you, um, growing up, our funeral home director, as often they are, is the center of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was just an odd duck. He was so odd. So he made these business cards and he
Okay.
carried them around all the time. Even though we all knew him and there was only one funeral home in town, but he had
Yeah.
these cards and he'd give them to everybody. And on the back, it said, "Thank you for smoking."
Wow, he was odd.
He was so odd.
'Cause what is that?
Everybody just knew his sense of humor.
My gosh. But so speaking of when you say that was the only funeral home, I once lived in a place, now this was Altoona, Pennsylvania, where there was literally a funeral home and a liquor store on every other block. It was ridiculous.
Huh, I wonder.
Yeah, probably not great.
Oh, now that I think about it, yeah, that's probably a
Yeah.
bad indication.
Yeah. Not good.
So funny in a morbid way.
Yes, yes.
Well, the show started out with her talking about her left breast developing at a slower rate than the other one or something like that.
Wrote in my notes, I said Veda from the opening scene was stressing her dad out because, like, he kind of just ignores that she says that. And he's like, I'm not dealing with it.
I think he was disengaged probably all her life.
I feel like he was too because really Shelly had to let him know. Like Shelly originally brought up, "Hey, is there something going on with Veda? Like she's laying on the floor at the dinner table," and he excuses it and tells her to mind her business. And then later on, Shelly also has to let him know, "You need to pay attention to the living too. Pay attention to your daughter."
Yes. Yep, I remember her saying that.
Mhm.
But there was something about Shelley that really aggravated me, and this is further on in the show. Whenever Veda comes down and she's like, "I'm hemorrhaging," and of course, I
Yes.
think we all knew she started her period.
Yes.
Shelley said, "How old are you?" And this was after she was already engaged, and that has bothered me since I watched it on Sunday. You mean to tell me you're gonna marry this guy, and you
Mhm.
don't know how old his daughter is?
Mhm.
Now, I don't think that was an indication of who she was as a character. I think it was just poorly written.
Think so too. I think it was maybe a plot hole that they forgot about. But then when they got engaged, I was wondering, now how long have you guys really been seeing each other?
Well, it was only like 1 season, right? Only like the summer or something
Yeah.
like that? What's up with these movies showing, like, quick marriages?
Just thinking that, I said our past couple of movies, I guess we like movies where people move real fast.
Yeah. Real life, I move extremely slow, so but
Yes.
this is the stuff I grew up on, and yeah, I kinda had that, like, he's gonna ride up on a white horse mentality.
Oh, speaking of, then when he goes on his first date with Shelly, he listens to his stupid brother, who's a womanizer, who's like, just treat her like any old Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't have to pay for her meal. You don't have to open the door. His brother gave him the worst advice in the world. And Shelly's better than me because I can't believe she went on another date with this man.
Couldn't either. After he acted like he was gonna pull out her seat, but he took the seat.
Mm-hmm.
But do you remember after that, not only did she go on a second date with him, but she invites him into her RV.
Mm-hmm. And they're dancing.
Oh, before they started dancing, he said, "Is there enough room?" And she kicks that table down.
That was cute.
So another question I had for you is, could you
Yes.
live in an RV?
Ooh, right now where I am in life, I couldn't. But I feel like if I got older, I probably need less things. Maybe.
I'll do anything if I have to, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure you too.
Yeah.
However, that would not be on my list of things to do. I know there are people who choose that life.
Yeah.
I don't understand that,
Same.
but whatever works for you.
Same. Same. Just like people who live in tiny homes. I don't personally understand that, but if you like it, I love it.
I don't understand the tiny home thing either. I mean, I'm short and I'm still afraid I'm going to bump my head on something.
Same. I'm like, how are you maneuvering in this really cramped space?
I don't know. Oh, and Arthur. Can we talk about Arthur? Do you remember who he is?
Wrote down that I love Arthur and his interactions with Veda, and he was teaching her how to play basketball. And even in the opening scene, he was interacting with her, and her father was trying to shoo her away.
Arthur was the dad she needed.
Period. Arthur was amazing.
He was. I love
Yeah.
that man, and I'm so glad he was there for her because the dad sure was not. And I
Yep.
got mad, by the way, when she asked for $35 for that class.
Creative class.
And I do remember that $35 went much further back then.
Mhm.
But he just did not even consider it.
No, the dad, he was so hands off. Like, and I wrote that down too. Veda had too much independence. She's out late at night. Do you even know where she is? Like, when she runs away and then you find out she's really only hanging out in the tree right outside the house, she comes home, closes the door, nobody comes. She closes the door again, nobody comes. And then she sees that the dad is asleep and the grandma is asleep. Like, Dad, did you even notice your child was missing?
Well, Harmony, I know you're much younger than me, but I do have to say one thing about that.
Hmm.
That was the '80s. Yeah. Do you remember? Well, you may have heard of it. Like the late '80s, early '90s, they literally had commercials on TV to remind parents to see if they know where their kids are.
Oh my
You didn't know
God.
this?
No, like, in my day, it was always you had to be home before the streetlights came on.
Yeah. So, no, they would say, "Oh, okay, these commercials would pop up. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?"
Wow.
See, we were the generation of latchkey kids and
Okay.
extreme hands-off parenting, extreme. So that really was not that unusual.
Wow, okay. It's always interesting to hear a different perspective, yeah.
Would it be unusual today? Oh, absolutely. We have like Life 360 Snapchat location on.
Yeah, today's world is not safe. Know where your kids are.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say the mood ring being black,
Mhm.
that was a good indication that well, of course, I know it's metaphorical, but she was just down.
She was just down in the dumps, and I think honestly a lot of it was her dad's being hand off. She didn't get to know her mother. Her mother passed away 2 days after she was born. The kids in school are making fun of her. Really, her only friend was Thomas J, who was a great friend to her, because at the end of the movie when she gets the mood ring back, it's actually blue and not black.
Do you remember when Veda said, I was really great at making myself disappear?
Yes.
That really broke my heart.
She felt invisible.
Yeah. But you mentioned Thomas J being a good friend, and I think my favorite part in the whole movie was whenever she had him throw the fish back,
Yeah.
And she's like, "Did it swim away?" And of course, it's dead. It's floating. And he's like, "Yeah, it's gone."
This Jay was just the sweetest guy, and when they were talking, when she's telling him that she's in love with their teacher, and then he's like, "Will you think of me if it doesn't work out?" I was like, "Oh, Thomas J, I love you, bud."
Okay, so I have a very funny story.
Yes,
They kissed very awkwardly, right?
of course.
But it was sweet.
Yeah.
And then why is it that they started saying the Pledge of Allegiance? Can't remember. Were they just trying to break? Oh, because she said, "Say something, say something." And he's like,
Oh,
"What do
okay,
I
yeah.
say?" And then he starts saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
There was a guy who said that whenever this is somebody I met, whenever he was in public and he got a boner, he would
Oh,
say in his head the Pledge of Allegiance.
okay. Whatever works to, make yourself comfortable. Yeah.
So when I heard the kids saying the Pledge of Allegiance after kissing, I just that's all I could think of.
That's a core memory.
It is.
I love it.
Veda in that class.
Yes.
He belonged in that class.
She did a really good, and then just to watch her progression from when she first started to the very end. Yeah, she needed that class and how those folks embraced her. She needed community.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right about that. And those hippies.
Oh my god, I love them, especially the guy with the
The guy,
glasses and the curly hair. I don't remember his name,
me
but
neither.
I loved him.
He also was a good male role model.
Yes.
And he said something like when they're like in the circle holding hands,
Mhm.
meditating, and he's saying, "I want you to feel my aura." And she says, "I don't think I'm allowed to."
Yes, that was so cute.
Oh my gosh, I know. And her little poem about ice cream, Rocky Road.
Yes.
She was trying.
She's she spoke what she knew. That's what she
That
knew.
yes, but the teacher actually encouraged her, and she learned she knew a lot more than about Rocky Road.
Veda was very smart. And then I even love at the beginning of the movie when she hustles those little boys because they want to see a dead body. So she takes them to see her grandma who doesn't move.
I love that part.
Yes, that's one of
S
my favorite parts of the movie.
so spunky.
Yes.
Um,
Actually, the grandma's probably one of my favorite characters because I just love when she randomly breaks into song. I hope to be like that when I'm older.
it's okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll
Yes.
be like, "Just let her sing."
Yes, just
Um,
let me sing.
she sings show tunes, though,
Yes.
and they're having that funeral downstairs. She goes, grabs a rose, use it as a microphone, and in the background, you can hear, "Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus," and then
Mhm.
she starts singing some kinda lounge song. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that was
Grandma used to
priceless.
be that girl.
She had a life nobody knew about.
I know a retired baddie when I see one.
That's exactly right. Oh, something else I have written down. He was awfully proud of his obituaries.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They were as basic as they came.
Harry, I think his name was Harry, right? Anywho, he was the most basic man ever.
He really was, and he was so proud that he changed the word to "in lieu of."
Yes.
Yeah, so,
I
uh,
wondered what him and Shelly even talked about because he gave me watching paint dry.
okay. Do you think it was just an opportunity for her?
Well, she ends up marrying him and then gets pregnant in the second movie. So I do think she loved him, but I don't know what she loved.
No, but whenever her ex-husband comes trying to repossess the camper or RV,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Harry punches him, just gut punches that guy. And I was like, "Oh, he does have some fire in him."
Maybe that was it, because at that moment, he was her protector, and a woman likes when a man's gonna protect you, so maybe that's like, "Okay, he's got this in him."
Yeah. I still think, though, that they did a really pitiful job at preparing Veda for their relationship.
Absolutely, they just rushed into it, and then I don't even think that they were gonna tell her that they got engaged. She happened to notice the ring at the fair and started asking questions.
That was stupid to think that Veda would not notice an engagement ring.
Exactly. Veda is not stupid. She's actually a very smart 11-year-old. She's sassy and's got a mean streak, but she's smart.
Veda is beautiful, may I add.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, a beautiful little girl. And whenever Shelly is putting makeup on her and Shelly says something, she says, "You can never get enough blue eyeshadow." I about died laughing. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
you absolutely put too much blue eyeshadow on that little girl. That was too much.
So in the late 80s,
Mhm.
blue eyeshadow was a big deal. And
Okay.
we're talking about like pharmacy blue eyeshadow. Okay. So we're talking about the cheap stuff. And I did not wear it, by the way. I know my skin tone and it's not conducive for blue eyeshadow. But there was this girl in my school. I still to this day remember her name. She'd wear it way up to her eyebrows.
Oh,
The and that was like her trademark thing though.
okay.
It
That's
was
her
it's
style.
Yeah, so, as you remind me, high school was quite a few years ago. I looked her up on Facebook after this movie. She's still wearing blue eyeshadow.
Listen, she said, "This is my thing. I'm going to stick with it." So some people find their niche and they rock it until the end of time.
It is better applied.
Okay, good. She
Same
learned.
old blue.
Like the
No.
Wet and Wild blue, because when I think of pharmacy, I think of Wet and Wild.
Yeah, that was really popular in the '80s.
Yeah, it's still I feel like when I was in school, it was still popular too.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was a flashback with our little
Yes.
caboodles. Did you have a
Oh my
caboodle?
gosh, I had a caboodle. I had a purple one.
I still have a caboodle.
Oh, I love it.
Harmony, I don't even wear makeup, but I keep my caboodle.
Listen, I have a whole vanity behind me, and I don't wear makeup anymore. I will put on some lipstick, and that's it.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Yeah, my
Yeah,
caboodle, I will die with my caboodle in my hand.
I love it.
That is a throwback. Oh, I just back when we had it was a tackle box. It was a tackle
Yes.
box for our makeup. How crazy is that?
Much simpler times, and now they make tackle boxes to put your snacks in. They call them snackle boxes.
Like a bento box?
Yep, pretty
Okay,
much. Yeah.
okay. Well, we have some bento boxes. Um, now they're I actually saw some bento boxes at Five Below.
Okay, I like Five
Really
Below.
good. First time going there the other day, I think I told you, because I saw that, Whitney Houston T-shirt.
Yes, my girl.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be kind of a junk store. Good store.
Yes, it's good. You can find a
Yeah,
lot in there.
yeah. So, I don't know how we got on this topic.
Yeah, we kind of always float off for a little bit, but now we'll circle back to the movie.
Veda's view on heaven was horses and marshmallows and sports without teams, and you know what? I'll go for that.
Honestly, when she described heaven, I was like, that sounds like a dream, and I would like to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The sports without teams, that really took me a moment, and I'm like, "Yeah, that could definitely work."
because she didn't want anybody to feel left out or not picked.
Yeah,
I thought
complete
that was
community.
beautiful. Yes.
So, I thought that was great, and, the dad said the last date I had, it was 20 years ago, so I had to think, when was my last date? Because I was married for a long time,
Yeah.
and 2002,
My goodness. That's
and
a minute ago.
to put that in perspective, we didn't have iPhones. We did not even have BlackBerries yet.
I feel like I don't remember life before having a phone.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was back when you had to pay per each word that you texted.
I feel like that would add up real fast.
Yeah, you didn't text.
Yeah.
Because the
Well,
receiver would have to pay also. So when somebody sent you a text, you're like, "Gosh darn it, who's sending me a text?"
no, I
Did
certainly wouldn't go for that. All I do is text.
did you not know that this worked like that?
No, I knew that there was if you called after 6 or 7, you got free minutes, so I wouldn't call
Yes,
anybody till after that.
absolutely. Yeah, our
Yeah.
same era, yeah. So and then, did you see their TV, the floor model TV?
Yes.
TV back then was furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally different.
Huge, huge pieces of Furniture, my god. And then I wonder, looking at old TVs, who even got that into that house? That must have taken a couple people because it looks heavy. Yeah,
Yes, and it lasted forever. And then whenever the tube in the back went out, you just fixed it because there were TV repair guys.
and that's unheard of in these days.
Yeah. No, I bought a new TV over Christmas for like $125 and the UPS man just threw it on my porch.
Do you remember back in the day when Black Friday shopping was all the rage and people used to be in Walmart fighting over TVs? That doesn't happen now because you can get a TV for $100 any time of the year.
Yeah, plus you got Cyber Monday
Mhm.
and all those other things. I remember that. I went Black Friday shopping one time, swore I'd never do it again. Not worth it.
I tell you what, this is a funny story. So in high school, I had a friend and he drove a hearse. He was just a different type of cat. He drove a hearse. He wore like the little Pentagon necklace. And me and him we worked at McDonald's together and we were going Black Friday shopping. And he showed up to the house to pick me up. You should have seen my dad's face when
I
he
was going to
saw
ask
his
you.
hearse and his Pentagon. He was like,
Gosh.
who is this that you're hanging out with? My dad was so concerned.
Well, I had a friend who drove a hearse.
No, you didn't.
I did. He
Oh,
wore
that's
all
awesome.
black all the time.
Yes. Mhm.
So now, many years later, he is down there at Disney World, one of those airlists who's like on the big things of cloth that hang from the ceiling,
Yeah.
and he does all kinds of acrobatic stuff. Yeah, he's still odd.
Yeah.
Still very odd.
The guy that I'm talking about, he still kinda wears makeup like, he's in the movie The Crow. He still kinda dresses like that.
It's funny that we both had friends who drove hearses. I mean, that's so so odd.
Yeah, because I feel like if you polled 1 out of 10 people, they'd be like, no, I don't know anybody who did that."
My gosh, that's just crazy. Uh,
Yes.
oh, she's so mad. Veda is so mad at her father and Shelly. They go shopping and she meets up with Shelly there at the grocery store. And of course, they're flirting, ignoring her. And
Mhm.
she gets that big old can of prunes and say, Dad, don't you need these?
Yes, Veda did not care, and then as they're shopping, they leave her behind. She's just taking cans and lobbing them in this grocery cart. She was
Yeah.
pissed off, and then at the fair, when they announce that they've gotten engaged, then her and Shelly go do the bumper car. She was taking Shelly out.
No. And
Mhm.
Shelly knew, and she still did not address the situation.
Yes, not at all. Like, obviously, you should have had a conversation with that girl because clearly she's in her feelings about something.
Yeah. So Shelly, even though she was great to some extent, I think when she got in love, she sort of had blinders on.
I agree.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that "Would you think of me" part, which was very
Yes.
foreshadowing, that was probably the sweetest yet the saddest thing I've ever heard.
It really was. It really was.
Can we talk about the fact that these kids, though, are out in the woods? No problem with that. I grew up in the woods, but they had that hive of bees. I mean, what in the world were they thinking? I kind of I could not believe that they didn't know better.
Kids are stupid
We say that every episode.
every
Yes.
episode. And then my other thought that I had is Thomas J, they kept saying that he was allergic to everything. Okay. Did he not have an EpiPen?
We didn't have those back then.
Okay, okay, okay.
Or if I mean, maybe at a healthcare facility you would have them, but people really didn't carry them around. But I would think being allergic to everything, you would be very concerned. Maybe I shouldn't be throwing rocks at a beehive. But you're right.
Yeah, I'm shocked that his parents didn't kind of like keep him in a bubble because he's so allergic to everything. And even when they're
Yeah.
at the bingo hall, he's like, I can't go back alone. You know, I can't be out at night by myself.
Again, I think that might have been something the writers should have eased into more. It just
Yes,
seemed a little out of character.
I agree.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to point out about the scene when he goes back because she's missing her mood ring
Yeah.
and he knows it's around there. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, the fact that he went back, that again, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. I found it really odd
Mhm.
that you assume, and we assumed rightly, that the bees were going to attack him and he was going to die. But
Yeah.
in typical 90s fashion, they cut the scene.
Yeah.
See, they did that too with The Bodyguard. Remember, like, he's on stage and they cut the scene. Next thing you know, you're in the finale.
Mhm.
Today, we would see they would sensationalize that bee scene.
Absolutely. And I feel like by then, the last thing you saw in the shot was his glasses. I think that was, okay, he didn't make this,
Yeah,
you
that was
know?
symbolic,
Yes.
very 1990s way of saying, yeah, that he died. But today, we would have seen a lot more of gross, horrific
Yeah.
details.
They would have really probably traumatized you and probably shown him not breathing, taking his final breath, doing all the things. So I appreciate that back in those days, it was classier. I don't have to see you die to know that you're deceased. The impact was still there.
And it's better for kids. I mean, this is still a kid's movie, or not
It
just a
really
kid's,
is.
family movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a great movie to watch if you want to have the conversation with your kids about death.
Yeah. Because I can't imagine trying to explain to an 11-year-old about death. Like, and that's, she's grown up around death her whole life. Her dad at some point had to explain to her her mom died. She carried that with her because she thought she killed her mother. And then her best friend in the world also dies.
And I think whenever her dad's checking on her and she says, "Did I kill my mom?"
Yeah.
She really had to let that out. She could not hold anything else in.
Mm-mm. Honest to God, Harry needed to get that little girl into some therapy. She needed to talk to someone because she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders.
Again, I wanna say that was the '80s and '90s. We
Yeah,
didn't have
that's true.
things called, like, anxiety or anything like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But nowadays, yes, we would definitely say she needs some therapy.
absolutely.
Definitely. She needed somebody to talk to, and I thought Shelley was gonna be the person.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough.
She was wise beyond her years, though. Whenever the mom of Thomas J. came up to her and they're hugging, and she said, "My mother would take care of him."
That part is the second part in that movie that always makes me cry.
Yeah, that really did me in. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. And, of course, the mood ring was blue. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
So the mood ring was blue, signifying that I think she just opened her heart,
I think so too.
feeling a little bit lighter, maybe.
Yeah. What do you think of the scene? So Thomas J passes away. They're having his funeral. At first, Veda's in her room and she's not coming down. Eventually, she comes down and she goes to his casket and she's like, he can't see without his glasses. Oh my God.
The way she said that line, it was perfect.
Yeah, she should have got an Oscar for that.
Absolutely. Um, Gosh, that hurt.
Yeah. She cuts you to the core with that. If you can watch that and not feel anything, I wonder about you.
Yeah. The grief she was going through, she's such a good actress. Even when she's in her room and she can't come down, I felt the heaviness of her grief.
I did. It was pouring out of her, and even as she's slowly coming down the steps and she's at the steps peeking through the little banister, crying. Oh my lord. And even when her dad sits to tell her that something happened to Thomas Chase, and just watching her face change and watching how she's about to cry, oh my god, that girl. I wish she did more. I feel like in Hollywood she doesn't do more, but she was a really, really good actress.
And to be so young and to portray all that emotion, where does that come from at that age?
Absolutely. I feel like I need to do some research on her because I'm just curious, like, what did she do after acting? She was
Yeah.
good.
The dad, when he's in the room with her and he's having to bring himself to tell her your best friend died,
Yeah.
he did a great job too of portraying the fact that He did not want to do that.
Not at all. I couldn't imagine having to do that. So he did really well.
Yeah. That was the first time, I think, in the entire movie we saw a little sensitivity on his part.
I think so too, because before I feel like he was just kind of cold like a robot, and then he just was stuck in his ways. And like Shelley said, don't ignore the living. I feel like maybe that was the first time in the movie that he didn't ignore the living.
I think you might be right about that. Oh, okay. So, is there anything else you want to say about the movie? Because all I have to say about it is I don't regret watching it.
Yes.
It was a much needed cry, and the actors, I mean, even Shelley,
Yes.
she, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way, I love her.
Jamie Lee Curtis is that girl. First off, she was so cute in the movie. Her little 70s outfits were adorable. But in real life, she seems like such a girl's, and I love that.
I love how she's aging naturally
Yes.
and she's beautiful. She was
She
beautiful when
is
she was young.
stunning.
She's beautiful now.
She looks good. Jamie Lee is that girl.
Absolutely. She
Yeah.
does her own thing. I mean, the fact that she had the guts to do a yogurt that makes you poop, good for her.
And I buy that yogurt sometimes.
Do you think of Jamie Lee when you do?
I do. Like, I wonder if Jamie Lee is also having this yogurt at the same time as me.
Bet she is. If that makes you feel
Yes.
better.
Yes.
I bet you open up her refrigerator and it's full of what is it, Activia?
Tibia, yep.
See the fact that I know this?
Me, she nailed her marketing. She did her job and she did it well.
Good job. She does
Yes.
every job, every acting gig she has, perfection.
Yes. Now I want them to stop making Halloweens though, because I'm sick of it.
I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan, so I don't really know. But yeah. Is she still acting now?
She is because she is in some movie that has either come out or is coming out about dealing with somebody and somebody's family like passes away. And I think she's the grandma or something. I wish I could
Saw
remember the name.
this.
Yeah.
It was just recently that she announced that, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely be watching it. I'll watch anything she's in. I say that.
Absolutely.
However, I have not watched Freaky Friday.
I've seen both Freaky Friday and Freakier Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So
love them
you
both. They're
recommend?
good. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the first one is obviously better than the second one, but I had some good laughs in the second one. I went with some of my girlfriends and we had a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list then. Yeah,
Heck yeah.
definitely. But thank you for introducing me to this movie. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I will watch it probably every few years or when I need to cry. That this and John Q are two movies that will always get me to cry. So, oh
I've never seen that one.
my God, if you ever need to cry, definitely put that one on. And Denzel is doing what Denzel does. He's acting his behind off.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tease next week's movie.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's a sarcastic, this is kind of high octane stuff.
Mhm.
And I don't think you even know what movie we're watching next week, do you? Did I tell you?
Unless you changed it, but I think
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Yes. All right. So just reminder to all our listeners out there that we are doing a giveaway of a pretty awesome hair removal device. So once we get to 100 followers on Instagram, and our Instagram handle is at the generational yap. Once we get to 100 followers on Instagram, we're going to officially kick off the giveaway itself. So you guys go follow us because we really want to give this device away. It's awesome.
I noticed we are gaining followers, so we're getting close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you guys for being here and listening.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Generational Yap podcast. We love having you here to talk culture, nostalgia, and to share our hot takes. Follow us on all the socials at the Generational Yap so you don't miss the conversations. As always, let's yap, y'all.